Okay, we are finally back. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My dad, Norm LaMadeline, to my right, your left. I'm Matt LaMadeline. Welcome to the show. We are Sports Talk, of course. Dad, it seems like we haven't been here forever. We've been having some nasty weather.
Yeah, we miss it though. I mean, miss this Monday night.
Absolutely.
Getting together and talking a little bit and just having a good time.
Yeah.
We miss Marty, of course.
Yeah, of course. We certainly send the best to Marty and his family. Kathy is recovering, so hopefully he'll be back. Says he's going to try to come back for March Madness, which is...
That's fun.
Next week already.
We have a good time with that.
Next week already. That is the one good thing. Let's face it, is March 2nd.
March 2nd.
Between snow closes here, a couple of sick. I think I had 1 or 2 weeks where I was sick. This is just since January, right? We've had a couple of holidays, right? So basically, this is only like our third show or fourth show of the year so far.
Yeah.
But welcome, of course. And if you'd like to hear from us, it's 203-753-7593 is the number here. And of course, we always want to thank Mike and Mike Albini and Big Al Coles in the back for taking care of us, making us look good, whatever, answering the phones if anybody ever calls. But we have completely missed the end of the Olympics because it's been a couple of weeks since we've been here. So we got to go there, Dad.
Oh, we had a great time. I missed the Olympics so much that I had to watch Miracle this weekend.
Great
and
movie.
Miracle, of course, is the story of our 1980 Olympic victory over the Soviets, over Russia.
Yeah.
And that was, it was just a great Olympics. Everything was good about it. We did very, very well in the medals.
Yeah, you're talking about this year, right? Right.
Yeah.
The 1980 game obviously was Lake Placid in New York. Oh, boy, yeah. I was a little guy. Well, but I remember watching the games with you, Dad, and they were all tape delayed. I remember that because they used to always say, hey, if you don't want to hear the score, then turn it off the TV right now or switch the channel, right?
Yeah.
And the Russia game wasn't even the gold medal game.
No, it wasn't.
It was just a crazy thing.
They ended up having to beat Finland in the final the gold medal game.
Yeah.
But that was the big one. That drew so much attention. There was so much hype on it.
Yeah.
Between the Russians, telling us they're going to kill us and all this stuff, and Khrushchev, of course, taking his shoe off and he's going to bury the USA and all that stuff. And it was really built up. It was really a national thing.
Yeah. Well, I was only 12 years, or wasn't even. I don't even think I had my 12th birthday yet, so I was 11. But I remember the games were great. They really were. And did you say you had an article over there or something about Miracle? And if you're a hockey fan, you don't even have to be a hockey fan. If you have not seen the movie Miracle, check it out. It is a great. It's just a feel-good, patriotic, awesome movie. Kurt Russell plays Coach Herb Brooks. His wife, I forget who the woman is. I've seen her in many things. She's great in it as well.
I forget her name too.
Yeah. But go ahead, Dad.
But this article is written by Rick Lowry, a Republican American, and I'm just going to paraphrase a little bit because I think he describes it very, very well. It said the U.S. emerged tied with the Soviets 2-2 after one period and survived an onslaught in the second, getting outshot 12-2, but trailing only 3-2. Then magic happened in the third. Team captain Mike Eruzione scored his iconic goal and put the U.S. up 4-3.
Yeah.
Then 10 minutes of Bell Michaels, and he's the greatest narrator.
He was something.
He does hockey.
Yeah.
He does a lot of things, but he does hockey.
Yeah, he's still doing football. I can't believe it.
And football, yeah. Narrated the agony ensued as the U.S. had to protect the lead against an explosive Soviet team. And, just to protect the lead.
Yeah.
And the movie shows how shot after shot after shot was blocked. It was just amazing. It was an onslaught.
Well, Jim Craig, the United States goalie, was incredible in that last game.
Yeah.
Too. So and the difference is if you have no idea because of this year's professionals all playing, it was an amateur college, USA team versus a professional Russian team.
Yeah.
It really was. And that's why it was such disappointment on the Russian side and such elaboration on our side, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And we hadn't won in 20 years at that point, right? Since you were saying 1960, you remember
1960 was our last gold medal, and that was against the Russians as well.
And you remember that as well.
It was very dramatic as well.
Yeah.
But we didn't have the TV and all this other stuff they had. And, we had to wait for it and all this stuff, and we had parts of it. And you saw it on TV, and it was, the TV is black and white, and it's flashing. But in a way, it was iconic.
Yeah.
But this was better, and even this year was even better.
Well,
U.S. Canada and for men and women. It was unbelievable.
I'm a diehard hockey fan. If anybody out there who knows me, and it goes back to the 1980 team and New Haven Nighthawks. Remember, we used to go to the New Haven Nighthawks
I remember those
games. AHL has actually been in Connecticut for. I couldn't believe when I heard this. There's been minor league hockey in Connecticut for over 125 years, which I had no idea about. And it's just been minor leagues pretty much most of the time, except for the Whalers, who we had from the early 70s until they left at the end of the 90s. So I've always liked hockey. I still try to get to a Bridgeport game, the Springfield Thunderbirds, and the Hartford Wolfpack. But just great hockey, and it was different having professionals in there. But I'll tell you what, to me, that's the way it should be played now, because you're not going to have everybody, all the professional players are, if they're allowed to, because of the NHL shutdown, they are going to go play for their other teams, right? And then the players that aren't, if the NHL said you can't play, then it's going to still be, the other countries are still going to have their professionals. So we might as well stack up our professionals as well. And, Team Canada is always, always, always the favorite. So beating them was just awesome. And, one of my favorite players, he plays for the New Jersey Devils, Jack Hughes, scored the golden goal, so that was great. The goaltending was incredible. Even Trump said he was going to give him some kind of a medal for it. Just like you were saying too, Dad, the men and the women beating Canada, huge in hockey, because, obviously Canada is very prideful that hockey is their game, which it's not anymore, let's face it. Just like that's kind of like saying baseball's America's game when it really isn't anymore, unfortunately. But 2-1, both. The women was dramatic. Remember, they scored with like a minute left to play.
They were down 1-0. Yeah, they had to tie it.
Right, and then won in overtime. And then the men obviously scored the first goal, but didn't do anything after that. You know what I mean? Until
that was excruciating.
It really was.
How long can you hold on to a 1-0 lead?
Yeah, I mean, it was great, and the whole Olympics were awesome, Dad. I'm a Winter Olympic guy, because I think the summer thing too is it's just, I'm not going to sit at home in the summertime. We've been trapped this winter. Let's face it. So it was perfect. I like the luge. I watched a ton of the figure skating, the snowboarding, did I say the luge? The bobsleds, I just love the winter games.
Yeah, it was great. It was we couldn't give it up. It was like, we got to find something here. So we did have some figure skating. We had DVR, and we had Miracle, which had DVR.
Nice.
So that's what we did this weekend. Nice. A little figure skating too.
And it was unfortunate for, what was his name, Eliad?
Yeah.
Anyways, the kid from Virginia.
Oh, what? That was pretty sad. He said it was mental. He said it was pressure for some reason. He was able to put it all together.
Right. Well, the expectations have got to be extreme for these athletes. And he already had a gold anyways, right? He did have a gold.
Yes, he did. He did with the team.
Okay.
Everybody on the team got a gold for the first part, the beginning of it.
Okay.
And then they did individual skating, and team skating, and there's other gold medals along the way.
Right.
The U.S. figure skating team got gold.
Well, he fell twice, and for those of you, again, who didn't watch, he fell twice, and he is the guy that's on all of the commercials, and the expectations, the quad god, or whatever they call him. And he's 21. He'll be back if he decides to come back. And let's face it, he'll be probably better in 4 years. Or, But yeah, I mean, I was reading things about how he failed and all this. I'm like, failed?
Well, he really took a bit,
Yeah.
kind of sad. You know,
Yeah.
it was hard for him.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, he tried so hard, worked so hard for so long, and built this reputation.
Right. And to me, though, is it truly failure? But maybe it is if you're working at your whole life to, for this one event. But boy, I was like, failure? This guy didn't fail. He's an incredible skater. I mean, I couldn't do even a quarter of what he's doing. And you know what? The mere fact that he had already won a gold medal, I was like, well, he may not have accomplished what he wanted to accomplish, but he's.
Well, he's the one that I think he did the first quad. Because remember, in the other Olympics, they used to do a triple.
Yes.
What you have to do is get more elevation. So if you do the fourth,
gotcha,
he was able to get it elevated.
Yeah.
And it was amazing just to watch him get elevated, then spit himself down four times.
I don't know how they do it that without getting dizzy.
Oh,
I'm not getting dizzy and just falling on the ice,
That's
period.
it. Just get yourself up and spin it up so that you could do four, right?
Yeah.
I mean, three is a lot. Wow. And even two of them.
Yeah, and that's why, for those of you who didn't watch and don't even care about figure skating, it's four rotations, right?
Yeah.
And when three used to be the
That was the standard.
The standard,
Everybody had to do
right.
a couple of triples,
Yeah.
triple axles and all that stuff. Yeah.
It's amazing stuff, though. It really is, And I guess I was never a true figure skating fan until I watched a lot of it, and I was like in awe. I just was,
Yeah.
And especially like the male female where the guys are throwing the women all over the place and catching them on ice.
Yeah.
And spinning them around.
Yeah.
It's really something.
It's getting, every Olympics is getting more and more intense.
Yeah.
And it's getting more and more difficult for our athletes, and there's more injuries too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Oh yeah, poor Lindsey Vonn. Let's face it, she went out there anyways after she was injured, and boy, she said she almost lost her leg.
Yeah.
So severely skied on, an injury that had already happened.
Yeah.
But she was doing it for her mom who had passed due to some form of cancer. So she felt like she had to do it. But you'd have to think her career is over at 41 years old now. But you never know. So what'd you have for a medal count, Dad?
Well, medal count, we ended up in second place.
Yeah.
We ended up with 33 medals. Norway is number
I
one.
have it somewhere too. Okay.
And Norway had 16 gold, 8 silver, and 13 bronze.
Yeah. Okay.
A total of 41.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
Those northern countries do very well anyway. Get even Italy and countries in the north, Germany.
Yeah.
They're going to get a lot of medals.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Well, for us to come in second, that's pretty great.
But we came in second. We had 12 gold, right?
Yeah.
12 silver and 9 bronze, a total of 25. A total of 33.
33, yeah.
And I look back in Beijing until 2022, and at that point we had got 9 gold, 9 silver, and 7 bronze. So we ended up with 8 more medals.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
And 3 more gold than we did in 2022. So
I was
we're
trying
doing well.
Good. Yeah, I was trying to think back if the USA women hockey team won the gold. I think they did, but we know the men's team did not win. So there's one of the golds.
They didn't, yeah.
There's one of the golds right there. So that's awesome. Yeah, it's a shame because it was over last weekend, right? A week ago, at the end of February, and it was just like, wow. I mean, I miss them when they're gone.
Oh, it was horrible. That whole week.
Yeah.
What's going on next? So what are we going to do? What are we going to find?
Yeah. And it was crazy because, I mean, I don't remember, at least in the past, the Olympics always being on. And it was like USA Network, it was always on. And it was the whole time, right? I don't know if they had 24 hours of coverage, but every time I turned on USA, they had something on.
Yeah.
And then NBC had, like the night show. And I was just like, Peacock had them on. I was like, it was nonstop Olympics. You could find something if you were looking for it, right? Yeah. It wasn't always your event, but it was always on.
Right. Well, the only thing that saved us was our men and women basketball team, UConn.
Yeah.
Men had 3 great victories.
Oh, yeah.
Over the 3 top. UConn is probably the top team right now by half a game.
Yeah. Now, how are they going to figure that out? Because they they've split, right? We're talking about UConn and St. John's as regular season co-champs.
St. John's is going to get it because UConn lost to Creighton, which is higher in rating. St. John's loss was to Providence.
Oh, gotcha.
So they get that was a tiebreaker. Because they probably will end up 18-2, both of them.
Yeah, because my thought is that they would go head to head, and then maybe they would do a point differential because UConn whipped them.
Well, that would be one way of doing it, but I guess what they're doing is they looked at mutual opponents.
Okay. Well, that's unfortunate because UConn should have never lost to Creighton. Let's face it, they got whipped by them too.
I know.
But they have a couple of bad losses.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly not complaining. Let's face it, they are 27-3.
27-3. Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and our women are 31-0. So
yeah, that's
it's just amazing what great basketball we have here. I don't know if we really realize it. We get upset when we lose a game.
Right.
And our women don't lose games. They keep their foot on the gas pedal all the way, through the whole season.
I looked at it, Dad, and I knew that they were undefeated, but I was like, I couldn't believe it. I was like 31-0 again.
Yeah.
20-0 in the Big East. Of course, we know that they had no competition in the Big East, unfortunately. Yeah. The men obviously do. I mean, even Seton Hall could make some serious noise in the Big East tournament.
They did, yeah. Well, right now it looks like they're saying that UConn should be a number one seed. St. John's number 3, Villanova number 5, and maybe Seton Hall.
Oh, they're talking about in the NCAAs.
They're talking right now as far as tournaments, as far as the seeds.
And I think we've noticed in the past that UConn really needs that number 1 seed because you know what, at number 2 and 3 seeds, you end up playing, the number 1 seed at some point way earlier than you want to.
To be at least one. That means you have to beat all the seeds.
Yeah.
If you're number 2 seed, you got to beat your own seed, then you got to get through the others, right?
Yeah. So they really need that number 1 seed. Playing Marquette should be a win next Saturday. I mean, they have a week off, so I'm assuming it's probably spring break, maybe. I have no idea why UConn.
Yeah, it's very strange. Yeah,
playing Saturday and then Saturday. I don't get that.
Yeah, because they played 3 games in like 5 days.
Yeah,
which is amazing. 6 days.
Yeah, and the women are done. So the women will be playing at the Big East tournament starting Friday through Monday at the Mohegan Sun, and they should roll right through that. The championship game is Monday, so we'll be talking about it next Monday here, if weather permitting, of course. But UConn women should be playing for the final, right? They should only have to win 1 game, because they'll get bye. They'll get a bye on Friday. And maybe Saturday too. So they might have to just play Sunday and Monday. I'm not really sure how that works for the women's side.
Yeah, they'll probably have 2 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're going to have the bye, and then there's going to be, there's 8 teams playing?
Yeah, I'm not even sure how the women's bracket sets up.
Yeah, they set up differently, because I don't know if all the men's teams are going to qualify for a tournament.
Yeah, I don't think they do, right? They take I don't remember. They take top most
6,
of them.
Top 6 or 8 probably.
Yeah, I'd say 8.
Half would be 8.
Yeah, I'd say 8. I believe it's 8 because I want to say, I briefly looked at the Big East tournament. Men's side, obviously, Madison Square Garden starts, when I wrote it down somewhere too. Wednesday the 11th through the 14th.
11th to 14th. Yep, that's what I got. Yep.
And the championship game is going to be on Fox at 6:30 on Saturday night, which is the 14th. So hopefully UConn will be playing in that. But yeah, so Wednesday, so there'll be at least 2 games Wednesday, right? 2 games Thursday. So yeah, I would say UConn should get at least a bye on Wednesday, right? Should be probably playing Thursday no matter what.
Yeah.
No matter what their seed would be.
I'm wondering too if there's going to be two teams that get a bye.
Yeah. Obviously it'd be UConn and St. John's. They'll get the bye on Wednesday, I would guess, right? And have to play Thursday.
Yeah.
In the winner's bracket or whatever, however you want to say it. But either way, we need to get there with the men. The women will start, like we said, next weekend, and hopefully they'll run right through that Big East tournament, at the Mohegan Sun. It's too bad. I wish that they had some competition, but boy, if they found a way to lose in the Big East tournament, that would not be good.
Well, the thing is that as far as the Big East, the women, there's only one other team they're picking, and they think that Villanova is probably a 10 seed.
Okay.
So imagine number 1, number 10. That's it. That's it for that's it for the Big East.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's a shame.
Yeah, it
really
is.
is.
It is a shame. Well, let's face it. If UConn ever decides to do something with their football, they will get in a major conference because of basketball. You know what? And and let's face it, the men are right there too. Like we said, the men 27-3, currently number 4. You said, right?
Number 4 this week. Yeah.
It's 17-2 in the Big East. Currently, I believe it's a half game lead on St. John's, is what they're saying.
Well, they play 20 games, and so UConn has 1 more, and St. John's has 2.
Okay. All right.
So they, they're going to end up probably both 17-3.
Right. Right. I would think so. Yeah. Well, 17-2.
Oh, 18-2.
Yeah, 18-2. You're right. I'm sorry, 18-2. I'm like,
you're right. You're right.
Boy, we don't want UConn to lose to Marquette.
Boy, definitely
we
not.
definitely don't want them to lose to Marquette. But yeah, so basketball, all good. We do have to say congratulations to Alex Karaban. Obviously, on senior day, they retired his number, which I was surprised. I really was surprised.
He's still playing too. Yeah. Usually you wait, 4 or 5 years and they have a big ceremony.
Yeah.
Like I think it took Calhoun a couple of years before he got his, and then
well, they just did a Mecca Okafor the other day, and wasn't he a national champ? I think he was a national champ. I could be.
2011 or 2010 or
he was.
It was a while back.
Yeah,
it was definitely a while back.
Yeah, because he had an NBA career too. But this is what I'm saying. They usually wait, so I was just surprised. And listen, I like Karaban a lot. Don't get me wrong, but he's had some 2-point games this year. You know what? If he wants to make it in the bigs, he needs to have consistent 23-point games like he just had, which was wonderful. I mean, he can hit a 3.
Well, he pours it on at the end.
Yeah. Let's hope so.
He said he was tired. He's very tired in the middle there. And you're playing 35, 37 games a year. I mean, come on,
Listen, I agree with you.
And you're a student, and he's a good student.
Listen, I am not bad-mouthing Alex Karaban, but you know what? He needs to be consistent, and he is not consistent. But we'll take the 23 points, and I congratulate him. Obviously, I do think that he is, he's definitely one of the leaders of this team. But they have Solo Ball. They have this kid Mullen. Hopefully, he's going to be around for at least another year.
Yeah.
The NBA is going to be calling him if he has any kind of a tournament. He can walk away. Unfortunately.
That's true. Yeah.
Demery's been good. I mean, they've got a good team right now.
Well, that's the thing about the team. They don't have any players averaging 17, 18 points a game.
Right.
But as a group,
right.
They're all doing it.
Reed's been great, right? Reed's been great too. Yeah.
Reed,
yeah.
And when Karaban's not doing very well, it seems somebody else picks it up.
Right.
Either Solo Ball will pick it up, or Demery will pick it up, or Reed. Definitely Reed.
Yep.
And Reed provides the defense.
Reed's been great. I really, I think he's a guy too that might get stolen away to the NBA. You never know. Yeah. The mere fact that these guys can do 1 year and leave just kills me. It really just. Whatever though.
Yeah,
we're not going to worry about that.
Well, that's why you got to hand it to Karaban. He's got 4 years, and that's why. Yeah. That's why he made his mark, and that's why.
I think this is his 5th year, isn't it? Or did he redshirt? Maybe he redshirted 1 year. But anyways, right.
I think he did redshirt.
Yeah. He's definitely a 4-year guy at least. And, I certainly wish him the very best. I hope that he's an NBA, he is absolutely an NBA caliber player to me when he plays and when he's on,
Yeah.
When he's cold, boy, though, But that's
true.
It is what it is, right? Like you said, he's a student first, which is great.
Yeah.
So the only other thing that I have, and I know we're kind of running out of time here, was the WBC. Unless you wanted to, did you want to talk about? Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
No, the WBC is probably a good thing. Aaron Judge was just saying that he's hoping that the international flair that we had with the Olympics is going to go through, because these are going to be international games.
Oh yeah.
And the players are playing with the countries they come from.
Right.
Most of them are probably Major League MLB players.
Oh,
Anyway.
yeah, for sure, right.
So it's he's hoping it'll be the same thing that people are going to watch it. But I don't know. There's something about it. It's still spring training. It's still early baseball.
Right.
So we'll see how it goes. But it should be interesting.
Well, I'll tell you what. The United States is playing Brazil on Friday, Great Britain on Saturday, Monday Mexico, and Tuesday Italy. If they don't find a way to win three of the 4 games at least,
Yep.
And then it says knockout stage March 13th to 14th, and then the semifinals the 15th through the 17th. When you have Clayton Kershaw, Aaron Judge, Cal Raleigh, Alex Bergman, who the Red Sox lost it. You see him? He went on and grabbed more money to go somewhere else.
Oh, he left the Red Sox?
Oh yeah, great third baseman.
Oh.
Goldschmidt of the Yankees as well.
Yeah.
Bobby Witt Jr., Bryce Harper.
Bobby Witt. Oh yeah.
Clement. I saw Clement who had
yeah.
a tremendous year last year with
Clement. Yeah.
I just like this is just crazy.
It sounds like a great team.
Well,
I'll be watching them. Yeah. We'll be watching.
Dad, the thing I love about it is, you know what? It's meaningful baseball in March, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't care when it starts, March 28th, and who cares about baseball? This is meaningful baseball, and Japan will be stacked, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, they're all going to be stacked. So it's not just a matter of the United States should win. In fact, Japan beat the United States last I think it was 3 years ago. Is that what I said? 2013, 2013 or 2023. I think
2023.
Yeah. So so that all starts Friday as well. We're down to 1 minute, Dad. So if you have anything else,
that's great. Just watch that, I guess. And the other thing too, I saw that hopefully the Raiders are going to pick up Fernando Mendoza. He wants to work with Brady.
Who wouldn't want to work with Brady, right?
That'd be the greatest thing.
Right.
We'll put better incentive.
Absolutely. All right. What the bottom line is the Raiders better pick them number 1. That's all I got to say. Because if they start messing around with the draft and they blow it again, I mean, I think this kid, it may take time, but I think this kid is going to be a franchise quarterback. I really do. Yeah. All right, we're done, Dad. Good job as always, and we'll see you next week. Enjoy your sports.
Thank you for joining us. Okay, that was good.
Yeah, that was good.